school. When I grow up, I want to be
Yes.
an engineer.
Yes.
Sahi ako huko ni broke.
Yes.
Ukiwa class 1, you said, when I grow up, I want to be.
Funny story.
Uh-huh.
I really wanted to be an air hostess.
Ooh.
They used to look so cool.
What has been the biggest risk that you've taken at Recolte and it ended up being such a blessing? Yenye ulikuwa unasema hii nayo ikienda imeturamba hiyo. Hiyo imeenda.
Releasing that 200 million to one person, and it's amongst the first days, and you're not very sure if it's gonna come back. Good time.
I was about to ask, ulikuwa naomba ukiangalia side gani? Do you even go home? Are you able to fund content creators? Watu kama hilo Hakim hapa nyuma ya kamera. Ako tu na kamera na anasema that's my talent. Are you able to?
So I would say
What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? It's your girl Susing, the girl with the golden voice, but you can call me the girl with a plan. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Clout Capital. We talk about bees and banter, stories and coins from the vibrant Kenyan business street to the lush boardrooms of corporate Kenya. Today, the other day, I was sitting with a learned friend. Today, I'm sitting with people in money. Oh, and then also last week, we had the first Gen Z CEO featured on the show, which was quite interesting. Today, tumekuja kwa watu wa pesa. Alafu nimeingia hapa, by the way, let me tell you guys, kila mtu ako na suti, tie, wamenyonga. I was trying, but I tried too much. I am sitting with the one and only, the founder, CEO of Recolte Limited, Miss Betty Karimi. How are you?
very well, thank you, and welcome on board.
Yeah.
We are really excited to have you here, and we are happy that you have chosen us to be part of this team.
Next time, kwanza tukimaliza nakuja classes za kuizi masuti. Sio vitu zenye mtu kama mimi nimezoea. You have such a beautiful office.
Thank
Is this where you
you.
started?
Oh no.
Give us the story now.
Hey, the story starts from a one-room office. So we
Where
started in
specifically?
town.
Yeah, Tao.
You know Winter House? Uko chini, downtown?
Yeah.
So we started from downtown at Winter House. We had a small room
Yeah.
where I was the receptionist, I was the tea girl, I was the everything. But who is God? Today we are here. 9 years later, we after Winter House, we went to Hillside Apartments, where we stayed for another 4 years. And 2 years ago is when we moved to this office. So we are really, really happy to to where we are at. And we are grateful to God for the milestones and the lives that we have changed in the process.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, unajua tumeanza nika tumeingia depend na tulikuwa tunafaa kwanza vitu very light, mambo soft.
Yes.
First of all, I said you are the founder and CEO of Recolte Limited. What is a proper intro that people tupatie bonge la intro yenye mtu anafaa tu asikie aseme wah, sawa basi. We honor you.
Okay. So as you mentioned, my name is Betty Karimi, and I am the founder and managing director of Recolte Limited.
Yeah.
It's a word coined from the French word, which means yield.
Yield, yes.
So what are we trying to do? We are trying to help our customers to yield some more. And when I founded this company, one, it was out of frustrations, and two, I was pushed towards the dream of ensuring that business people in Kenya can get a lot more than they were getting from financial institutions. So I founded it with a dream of enabling Kenyans to access funding and guarantees at a cheaper rate and with more ease. And we'll get to that. But can you believe that we do not take any security when we are giving facilities?
Come on.
Yeah.
That was part of the list that you're supposed to answer. You're de-risking other people. Who is de-risking you?
There's a process that we follow, and I'll take you through that. However, we realized when I was forming the company, it was out of the realization that Kenyans had capacity. They knew what they wanted. They had the opportunities to be able to get jobs, because mostly we focus on people who are doing tenders. They had the opportunities to get the contracts, but they didn't have the solution. And why they didn't have the solution is because you'd find that somebody has been employed, say, by an international firm.
Yeah.
So they have had the capacity to know what they need to do, but they didn't have their own funding to secure guarantees, to secure the funding itself. And that is why we founded Recolte.
Yeah.
Because then we are able to empower our fellow Kenyans, and not just in Kenya, because our partnerships go all the way to East Africa and Africa as well. And maybe just to also mention, we have a branch in Uganda. So we are able to give solutions, not just in Kenya, but within Africa.
Yeah.
Why Recolte? Why Recolte is because, as I've mentioned, no security, especially when it comes to funding. And the transaction that you have is what then becomes the security. So we walk the journey with our customers from the beginning as they bid to the end as they execute the contracts.
Yeah.
The beginning for any contract is normally to bid. So we are able to secure for them bid securities. And because we are not a bank, we have partnered with a number of banks, and we have de-risked the banks by giving them certain assets and securities so that they can be able to give us these facilities. So anybody who is coming to us then is coming without necessarily giving a security of, if there's any security that is being given, is very minimal security, which is affordable to the common mwananchi.
Yeah, hii syllabus umepeleka mbio sana. Kuna mali nataka turudi kwanza.
Okay.
So you mentioned about you started the company out of frustration.
Yes.
And you basically you are a business person. What was your first business?
Previously, I was not a business person. I was actually employed. But I could see the frustrations that clients used to come with. And I used to wonder, how best can I be able to give a solution to those frustrations?
Yes.
So even as I was employed, I remember my employer kept commenting that you need to get a solution from Betty. If it doesn't come, then we don't have any. So I used to tweak solutions even when I was employed. But many a times, because I didn't have the final decision in terms of decision making, I would not then give a proper solution. And out of those frustrations is how I felt I needed to jump ship and go on my own.
Yeah.
And start Recolte.
I really like that. That's so different. You know, some people like, I will stay in employment because they're giving me 60,000.
Yes.
You know, I have security. Liwe liwalo nitakuwa na 60,000 at the end of the month, even if you're going there to eat bananas and eat the office lunch and go and actually go home. And then I was also when I'm sitting with people of your kind, founding founders, managing directors, CEOs, one of them told me that for you to excel in whatever field, you have to find a problem and then come up with a solution and solve it in a way that if anyone thinks of a solution, they think about you.
Yes.
And I feel like in this field, when someone is thinking of the solution, they think about Recolte. But now you're working with businesses.
Yes.
Yeah. So why should first of all, what are the services you're giving? Maybe to just break down, because using my LPOs and all this lingo, sometimes we don't understand these things. You're just like, hey, calm down. Yeah.
So as I mentioned, we mostly focus on people who are doing tenders. And we have a bias. We have a bias for people who, the youth, women, and those who are differently abled, which in the government they call AGPO. Under the government, there's a circular that was passed that AGPO must get 30% of the jobs that are given within the different institutions.
Yeah.
However, out of that 30%, we did a research, and one of the entities, which I will not mention, like last year, they only managed to do 3% of the 30%. Why? Because these people did not have somebody to handhold them. From this year, when we started working together with that particular institution, it's a government institution, I can tell you we have already shot up to more than 20%, which is a good growth compared to what they previously had. And the reason why we've shot up is because then we are not asking them for security. But just to take you back to the products that we normally have, we normally do walk the journey from the beginning with the clients, from bidding. So you require a bid bond when you're bidding in the government. You also require a performance bond upon the award of the contract. So you require a performance bond. In construction, if there's a construction tender, you require an advance payment guarantee. That is a guarantee that enables you to access funding from the project owner in as much as you've not executed the job. So it's a form of security.
Yeah.
But so that is what we actually started with when I founded the company.
Yeah.
But 3 years ago, because of the ease with which we used to give these facilities with, clients used to come and ask us, so simtupatie pesa, the same way. So 3 years ago, we managed to get funding and we started doing LPO financing. So LPO is just the local purchase order. So we are able to finance that. If you have a contract, we are also able to finance the contract. Invoice discounting is when you have already supplied and you've been told you wait for 90 days, but you have another order that needs to be done within a short period of time. So we can discount that, give you the money and wait to be paid.
Yeah.
So those are the products that we are offering. And you also asked earlier on, why don't we take security?
Yeah.
How do you expect a Gen Z to have a security?
Hallelujah. Tumepata hapa mtu anatuongelelea, guys, mnasikia hii mambo kweli? How? Ask that question again. Louder. Apewe microphone.
How do you expect a Gen Z? My son is a Gen Z. He does not have a security. He would have to depend on me to give him a security. And many a times, we may not necessarily believe in the dreams that they have. And that is why we are here today. Because we are focusing on those Gen Zs, who is the youth. We are focusing on the women who may not have securities because maybe they are co-owned in the family and they are not being released to them. And those who are differently abled, again, they have challenges having assets. But what we do in return is we walk the journey with our clients. And we do something called project management. So every step of the way, for any project that we finance, we must have somebody walking the journey with the client. And walking the journey means from where they are sourcing the products, we verify the source, we verify the quality, we verify the project itself, which means we are covering on actually 3 ends. We are covering the client who has borrowed from us. We are covering the institution that has given the contract. Because then we are ensuring that the product that is being supplied, the quality is very good, or is as per the specs that have been given. But we are also covering the procuring entity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you've mentioned about, first of all, before we get even to the part of Gen Zs, because I know what is the criteria of picking, because I believe even much as it's, you're not asking or demanding a lot of things from these businesses, this place could be flooding. with
Yes.
businesses.
Yes.
Huyo anakuja nakwambia, I'm starting this one, I'm doing this one. How do you handpick to know this is legit? And then to the Gen Zs, tumekuwa accused msinichape, tumekuwa accused of tukichukua pesa ya biashara, tunaingia sherehe. Unajua unatoka hapa nje unapata mahali unaenda. How do you make sure that even when you're financing or you're helping, you're growing with these people? First of all, to the young people, because that's a big group you're working with, to the young people is that there's accountability and you can see this money actually ni ya biashara. And then to the people who are able differently, it's not that kuna mtu pale nyuma behind the scene mwenye anasema enda useme hivi but hii pesa ikikuja haitaenda kwa biashara. So how do you handpick? And then accountability, the bit of accountability.
So how we handpick is one, we work a lot with the different procuring entities, both government and private, but as long as they are recognized entities. And in the process, we also verify. Remember, I said we have a project management team.
Yes.
So every LPO, every contract that we get here, we have to verify its authenticity. So on that end, we are covered. On the end of kwenda sherehe Friday, niko na ka 5 bob kwa account.
Si Friday peke yake.
That is already covered also, because again, from a project's point of view, we follow the money. Wherever the money goes, we are there with it.
Oh, yes.
So how, for example, if you're supplying laptops and we know you're taking it to Ministry XYZ,
yes,
we will confirm with the ministry. But over and above that, where you're buying the goods from, we also have to authenticate that the goods are there, that we are paying the right person, and the quality is as per the specs that have been given.
Yeah.
So we follow the money, and that's why we don't ask for the security.
Oh, that must be a lot of work.
It is a lot of work for sure. But if you have to change livelihoods, you have to do something different. And that is what we were doing. When we started, that is the dream that we had, that we needed to change the livelihoods for the young who have been discounted to not know what they want, to the women and those differently abled. So we needed to do something different. And it's very fulfilling for the team that every other day they have a project they are working on. The livelihoods, the jobs that have been created in the process are amazing. I want to give an example of a place we funded classrooms, somewhere in Pokot. And there were no toilets. There were no classes. You see the pictures you see in the news and you think it's a joke. There were no classes. There were no toilets. Today, we can proudly say that place has classes which are well equipped thanks to the partnership that we had. And that is a company actually that is led by a woman.
Yes.
We also have another one that is led by a woman. And she had parted ways with the husband. And the husband had refused to give her security in as much as she had a very good contract. So she wanted to sell this job to somebody for a mere 500,000 shillings. And the job was worth about 20 million shillings.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what? We funded her. She made about 6 million shillings and she restarted her life since. So those are just few examples. And to go to Gen Zs, we have quite a number of them that have benefited from our facilities, starting with supplies to construction. We have funded the book that is under the Gen Zs is over 300 million shillings. And considering those are small tickets of 3 million, 5 million, then you can see the number of Gen Zs that we have in our books.
Yeah. Are you able to fund content creators? Watu kama yule Rakim hapa nyuma ya kamera. Ako tu na kamera. Anasema that's my talent. Are you able to?
So I would say yes, if there's an off-taker of the content, because what we look at is there an off-taker that can then be able to pay us? So if there's an off-taker for the product that they have, by all means, we like to see where do we exit. And as long as we can see where we are exiting, then we are able to finance it.
Yeah, in fact, that was my next question. How do you make money? First of all, the thing you've mentioned about classrooms in Bomet, I think
Pokot.
that's... Oh, Pokot.
Yes.
Last year, I went to Samburu in December, and we were doing some mission, and we're staying at a certain school. It's a school, you can see the classrooms, even the way they're looking, things like washrooms, they're essentials, but they are not there. So funding such projects, it's quite something.
Yeah.
So how... Let's talk now business.
Yes.
You know, when you're talking about business, we can't fail to talk about ROIs, because when you're investing somewhere, you must get return on investment.
Definitely.
How are you making money?
I think let me go back a bit. We are here because there are people who have believed in us. So we have investors who also expect to make money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But how we make money is we charge a fee. We charge a standard percentage per month. And that percentage is able to cover our costs of funding. It's also able to cover our project management. Remember, we said we are doing project management.
Yes.
It's able to cover our project management, but over and above that, it's able to give us income. Yeah.
Let's talk about risk. You, I like your... Is this your tagline? Let's talk business.
Yes. We focus on you.
We focus on you.
Yes.
And as we focus on you, we are talking business, right?
Yes.
So when you're talking business, you can't fail to talk about risk.
Yes.
What has been the biggest risk that you've taken at Recolte, and it ended up being such a blessing? Yenye ulikuwa unasema hii nayo ikienda imeturamba hiyo. Hiyo imeenda. The biggest risk.
So when we started off lending, we were very ambitious, extremely ambitious, and there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. And we would give up to about 200 million shillings per ticket. We've learned lessons out of that, and we've been able to readjust. However, the biggest risk that we did was actually releasing that 200 million to one person, and it's amongst the first days, and you're not very sure if it's gonna come back. It was a supply that went exceedingly well, and I would say within the 6 months that the client had the money, we were able to create not just a job for them, but for about 100 other people, most of whom are young men and a few young ladies. And also to mention, I believe that would be a youth, because they were about 35 years old. So for me, that is, I would say, the greatest risk I have taken. And I had enough sleepless nights for those 6 months. Fortunately, we were able to get back the finances and in good time.
I was about to ask, ulikuwa unaomba ukiangalia side gani? Do you even go home? Ama unakaa hapa ukisema sasa God, unaona sasa hii mambo vile.
Truth is, when you're in lending, you barely sleep. You will sleep out of exhaustion, but you barely sleep because you remember there's Betty who we gave 20 million. This does not look good at all.
Yeah.
But then you also remember there's a James, there's a Sue, who you have also given and has created so many jobs, and you can see the impact not just economic, but the social impact that it has.
Yeah.
And that is very fulfilling. So that gives you a good night's sleep.
Yeah, you're so big on impact, right?
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
And not just for our clients, even internally. If you talk to our staff, they'll tell you, we say we are a Recolte family because we impact. There's social impact, there's financial impact for both our staff members and our clients as well.
Yeah, you're also keen on innovation. And
Exactly.
right now, when we are speaking about operating in such an industry, there's been such a revolution with fintech. And just, we cannot afford to say that there's no AI. There's no things like, if someone does not need all these, people are moving from a lot of papers. Mtu akuja na file 25, mwingine ako na tablet na ako na website ya Recolte yenye ataingia hapo aseme sasa mnaonaje wasi na mambo iende smooth. How has it been to embrace the growth of matters digital tech, fintech and all these things at Recolte?
Part of our core values is actually innovation. And we are a fin trade company, which means that we apply fintech for trade finance. And because of that, we've also embraced AI quite a bit, and we are developing quite a number of solutions in that space. So we are going with the times and embracing the times in terms of tech. Yes.
So, nowadays there's a lot of chat GPT graduates. Yeah.
Yes.
So if someone came here and said, me, I have graduated in matters finance and I know these things, but I've gotten my skills from chat GPT, would you hire them?
I'll give you a little history about Recolte and our hiring processes. First and foremost, we have people who can come here and tell you they started from being a tea girl and today they're in business. So for us, it's not about your qualifications. It's about your character. It's about who you are and how you want to build yourself. Do you want to learn? What are your core values as a person? Are you a trusted person? Do you have integrity? So part of the things that we look at, it's not just papers, it is also the person that you are. We have a lot of Gen Zs as well.
That was the next question. Do they come to work on time?
Oh yes, they do.
Do they dress the part? Unajua sisi tunapenda baggy pants and these big t-shirts and crazy hair. Do you accommodate that?
We fortunately, the ones that we have here, being a financial institution, have also embraced to be in this institution. And we are also molding them in a way that they can go anywhere in the world. They have been able to embrace the culture, which is in finance. There's a certain way you're expected to look like, and we don't have any challenges. In terms of reporting, they are actually the first to report and the last to leave.
Hey, Makofi.
Yes. And even in terms of performance, I would say they are amongst our best performers.
Yeah.
But it's about also nurturing them, listening to them when they need somebody to talk to. We have an open door policy. I think when you're here, you could see guys walking into my office.
Yeah.
So they don't have to have an appointment to come in. They just need to come in and talk if there's any challenge. Yes.
How do you celebrate birthdays? Do you celebrate birthdays here?
Oh, birthdays are big.
Yeah.
We are very big on birthdays.
So mtu asiseme naenda holiday.
Kila mtu lazima kuwe celebrated. So we celebrate birthdays every month. So every month we combine and they're normally surprises. So the team will find a way of putting the celebrants together and we do a surprise. So we are really, really big on birthdays. And not just birthdays, we celebrate each other's wins. We work together when there's any challenge, again as a family. as I mentioned earlier, we are a Recolte family. So in good and in bad times, we work together.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's something you've mentioned about integrity. There's a lot of integrity is not common.
It is not.
And when you get such a company that values integrity, you're just like, hey, ama bado uko like, you're taking with a pinch of salt because sababu umeonyeshwa dust huku Nairobi. So how are you able to stay grounded with things like integrity in matters finance when there's a lot of people who come and tell you, I have this 600 million and I want it to come through here, but it's not your money. You're just trying to, it's almost you're sanitizing. Have you been approached with such people? Nakwambia hii pesa nataka usanitize. Pitie tu hapa lakini I'll give you your cut.
I think first and foremost, the fish rots from the head. So even the team picks habits from the team leaders and from the heads of departments.
Yeah.
And if the heads have been able to show them this is the direction that you need to take, then it also becomes very hard for them to take a different directions. Have we had a challenge? Of course we've had, but you try and streamline it. If it doesn't work, you let the person go. However, we are firm believers of training and not letting go. By the time we're letting you go, it's because you've really let yourself down. Yeah.
So now I want you to now take us to now business.
Yes.
There is a CEO of Bupas who said the best source of funding to a business person is revenue. What's your take on that?
That's very true. Why? Because remember I mentioned we have investors internally. So every time you're making an income, you know that this income is not just yours.
Yes.
It's yours plus Sue and somebody else. However, when it's coming from your own revenues, then you know it is you who is making all that
X
income.
amount, yes.
So I would agree with that person who said that, because then you also ensure that you're putting more stopgap measures so that you don't lose out on this revenue. So I totally agree with the person who said,
Now, still on businesses, because I believe you're working with a lot of businesses. You're giving them financing, you're doing all these things. But there's also someone who is looking for a place to just go and plug in so that they can get financing for their business. What are maybe top of mind, the biggest mistakes or red flags that you should watch out? Yenye ukienda hapa uone mtu anakuambia hivi kuhusu hii pesa, just pull out and look for Recolte.
Okay. I think first and foremost, why Recolte is because we don't just give you money. I want to go back again. We walk the journey together. We guide you, we train you in the process of where to get what, even at a cheaper rate. We authenticate, even if it's an international transaction, we have partners that are able to authenticate for us that this is a genuine supplier or not. But what should you look for as a red flag? I think the main one is anyone who tells you, I want money upfront before they can give you any financing, run and don't look back. I think for me that is the key one, because you find there's a lot of people nowadays who keep saying we have international financiers. However, they require you to put 3% into an escrow account for us to be able to give you the funding. A majority of those, I will tell you, are fake transactions or are fake financiers.
Yeah. Now as we finalize, because lazima tumalize, tutaki kukaa hapa the whole day.
Yes.
Yet we can, because you have a lot of gems that you're dropping over the past 9 years. This is like almost a decade.
Yeah.
9
We
years.
turned 9 in November.
Oh yeah.
November 16th actually.
Sasa niwaambie happy birthday ama happy anniversary mapema ndio hiyo siku
Mapema,
ikifika
yes.
mkuwe mnajua mrudi
Yes.
hapa, you shall circle back to this
Yes,
interview and see.
yes.
So what has been maybe the biggest challenge operating in this industry? There's a lot of competition.
Yes.
Some of these people are legit, others they're scammers. And so the challenges, and also how has it been able for people to trust you? How has it been, how have you been able to build your trust with these people?
Okay. So part of our challenges, I would say, has been sifting the wheat from the chaff. Getting to know the genuine transactions. Remember I said we learned a number of lessons at the beginning. So we have learned how to sift and know who's genuine and who is not. So that for us was a huge challenge. The other big challenge was embracing a new concept in the market. I pride myself to say we are the first in East Africa to give financing with zero security. And that came with its own challenges. And part of the challenges was making people understand that we require you to do X because we are not taking any form of security. So before they could embrace that, it took a bit of time. However, over time, we are becoming a household name. And I would say we are happy at where we are at. We can do better, of course. And my prayer is that after these interviews, we are able to get more Gen Zs on board, more women on board, and more people who are differently abled on board as well. Because that's really our area of focus.
Yeah, we cannot end without talking about the fact that you are in Kenya, East Africa, and Africa. So in terms of operating in this land and in East Africa and Africa, how has it been? Maybe when you're looking at comparison, market response, how people responding to you in Kenya compared to Uganda and the other markets that you're in.
Okay, so the market response, I would say Kenyans embrace ideas faster than any other country. And of course, they have then uptaken our products more than in the other countries. However, we have, for example, Uganda, where we have a branch, and Uganda is also coming up very well. It's a very good market for anyone who is looking to look at a new market. You just need to understand the culture of the people because different countries have different cultures. So one of the things that we have done is to actually have members of staff who are from that country, who understand the cultures of the different countries where we are at. However, even if we are not in too many other countries, we are able to do business through other partners that we have linkages with. So for us, really is about collaborations. Even if you're in the same space as we are in, we don't look at you as a competitor, we look at you as a complementer. So we work a lot with people who we complement each other with.
Yeah, that's so profound because they also say it's not only the people you're partnering with, it's even with this evolution in tech, innovation, they are coming on board to complement what you're already doing, which is something so nice. When I grow up, that is a statement that we used to say in primary school. When I grow up, I want to be an engineer.
Yes.
Sahi ako huko ni broke.
Yes.
Ukiwa class 1, you said, when I grow up, I want to be.
Yeah. Oh, God. Funny story. I really wanted to be an air hostess. They used to look so cool. And I actually interviewed to be an air hostess. And I had actually passed.
What happened?
It's a very long story. But I'm grateful to God because God has a reason for everything that happens.
Yeah.
the airline that I had interviewed with told me they preferred somebody from a different religion because then they would fit in better in that country. But I believe it is God who was preparing me for the journey, the business journey that I have had. And he needed to set me back then so that he could grow me for today. So I am truly grateful that I didn't become an air hostess. And instead, I ended up being a businesswoman.
Yeah, because look at what you've done. So much impact in everything you're mentioning. You're working with people who are even outside Nairobi. Unajua kuna watu wako tu, we want to be Nairobi. Others are in Kampala, Uganda, where that's such a good job. What is the role of mentorship and also partnership when you're doing business?
For us, it's very big because we are here for a number of years. What legacy do I leave if I don't leave people who can say they learned something from Recolte, they learned something from Betty and the team at large? So mentorship for us is very key. We do internships all the time. I think even now we have a number of team members who are interning with us because we want them to pick a few nuggets of wisdom from us. And make a difference in the different fields that they are in, be it projects, be it business, be it ICT as well. But for us, we are firm believers that, and personally, I'm a firm believer that I want to leave a legacy. Legacy is not about money. It is about the change that you leave behind. So will I be remembered for my good? Or will I be remembered for the crazy ideas I brought on board? Or for the bad? I believe where we are at, we shall be remembered to be the culture changers in trade finance.
Well, that there's the thing they say, there's cliches where someone says, now, give us nuggets of wisdom. So give us nuggets of wisdom for a 25-year-old who's an entrepreneur, wants to do business. Is it, at what point do you take loans? Is it important for you to take loans? Can you operate without? What are some of the risks? So what are some of the lessons basically for someone who's up and coming in entrepreneurship?
Okay. Nuggets, would I call them nuggets of wisdom? I would call them lessons. The lessons that I have personally learned and which I would probably recommend or discourage. There's no business that can operate without a loan. That I can tell you. If you want to grow, you must be willing to take risk. And part of the risk taking is actually taking loan facilities. So yes, it's important to take loans, but don't take loans because your friends are taking loans to buy cars. Take loans.
That one, they will come for you. Not to FX, forex traders, but
take facilities that are supposed to, you're pushing the money towards a project that can grow you for tomorrow. Yeah. Other lessons that I have learned is if I were to go back 25-year-old self, I would take risks. I would take more risks than I took when I was 25. And then believing in yourself. There's no bad idea. Try as many as possible until you find the one that suits you. But as you try, also get people to mentor. Because then they reduce the number of mistakes that you're going to make. So for me, I would say those are the lessons I've learned. To date, I still have mentors. So there's no one who grows enough not to have mentors. You always need a mentor. You always need somebody who you can throw an idea to and they tell you this one will work or this one won't work.
Yeah. So you're part of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, I
What
am.
has been the impact of you being part of such a body, and how has it been of benefit to Recolte as a company, as a business?
Okay. Um, so first and foremost, we joined the chamber during COVID time, and business was very low in Kenya.
Sana. Everywhere, in fact, the world.
But guess what? We were amongst the few who did not lay off any of the staff members. I would say partly because of the mentorship programs that KNCCI had given, to the doors that they had opened for us. To date, they still work with us. We have been able to lend monies out of the country for some projects. If we face any challenges, we go to KNCCI and they have been able to follow up for us and assist through the different chambers of commerce. So they have played a pivotal role in terms of opening doors, because they also invite us to forums where we can be able to get clients. They've also called us for trainings. They've invited us for breakfast meetings where we are able then to just advise the clients on our products. So we have had a very good relationship, and I would say we've had a good run with them.
Yeah.
And I would recommend anyone who's not a member of the chamber to join the same. Internationally, they've opened doors for us in many different countries.
Yeah.
We've been able to get recognitions and in the different countries that they've invited us to, and we are truly grateful to the chamber.
All right. Thank you so much for having us. Maybe finally, now this is where you're put on the spot to look into the camera and tell people where they can find you, what services you're giving them, and why they should actually look for Recolte and not those other scammers.
Okay, so I am truly grateful to Senge and your team
Yes.
for having us today. And just to tell you, you can find us at Flamingo Towers, which is in Upper Hill, Mara Road, on the 7th floor. The products that you're going to be taking from us would be bid bonds, performance bonds, advance payment guarantees. We are also willing to partner with you in terms of financing, which is LPO financing, contract financing, and invoice discounting.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think that is actually well said. I don't want to minus or add anything, but what I want to say, Gen Z, is sichukue loan ununue Audi. Sizo ndo mnataka. Like, don't take loans or get financing lying it's business and then you go and buy a new car. Tunakuwa tu hapa na Subaru ya Mambaru. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping to see you next time. Also, don't forget that this show is brought to you by Haba Haba. If you want a place where you can just channel, you have 1,000, 6,000, 5,000, a little money you want to put in savings, just interact with Haba Haba. And of course, until next time, my name is Susenge. Big shout out to the man behind the camera, my co-producer, Mr. Rakim. And until next week on Monday, same time, same place. Adios.